Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. We're going to do the Idhafah assignment. We have 72 words. 72 words. So it's going to be a long answer session. Okay. So I'll try to make it fast. So how to identify Idhafah? A quick recap. Okay. Idhafah has two components, Mudaf and Mudaf ilayh. Mudaf has two conditions. First one is it has to be light and it should not have al, no al and light. And mudaf ilayh should be jar. So you have to keep only this thing in mind, then you can answer all these questions. So first one is yadukhula al jannata. Okay. Okay, first word there is no al and there it is light, but the second word is jannata. Jannata is not nasib. So sorry, it is not jar, it is nasib. So it is not a idafa. Mudaf is okay, it's not a idafa, so this is not a mudaf ilayh. So both condition has to be met. Mudaf and mudaf ilayh has to be there, it to be idafa. Okay, second one, Bahsan Shadidan. So first word is heavy. So it has to be light. So this also not a idafa. And next word is tahtihim. Tahtihim. So there are two words here. Takhti is one word and him is another word. So takhti, it does not have al and it is light. And him is the attached version of whom. So attached version can be nasib jar, can be nasib jar. But if you have a quality mudaf, takhti is a quality mudaf, and we have something called nasib jar, then remember the rule is then it is obviously jar. You have a mudaf, and the next word after the mudaf is it can be nasib jar. Then if it is coming after mudaf, it definitely jar. Okay, so then we have to give the benefit of doubt as a jar, and we have to consider this as a mudaf ilayh. Okay. So the fourth word is al mujrimuna al mujrimuna al nar. So first mudaf should not have al. Here al is there. So that itself it is not a mudaf ilayh. And burhanakum. So burhana is one word, kum is another word. Burhana is there's no al and it is light, and kum is attached version, so it can be nasib or jar. If it is coming after mudaf, then it is obviously jar. So this is mudaf ilayh. Ittakhadallahu. So I'll go to the Allah word. It is rafa. Mudaf ilayh obviously has to be jar. Otherwise, it is not a idafa. So this is not idafa. And number 7, masalan rajulaini. Masalan rajulaini. First word is heavy, masalan. So it is not a idafa because to be a mudaf, it has to be light and no al. This is heavy. And number 8, kulli masalin. Kulli masalin. So kulli, there is no al and it is light, and masalin is jar. So this is a mudaf ilayh. Kuntum sadikina. Kuntum sadikina. Uh, Before going to Kuntum Sadikina, I want to go back to Kulli Masalin. Kulli, rather looking in a other way, Kulli is already a special mudaf. Kulli is already special mudaf. So special mudaf, what it do is next word it make it jar. Okay, so you need to memorize the special mudaf. Okay, so that's the idea. So rather taking the two conditions, you need to look at as a special mudaf. So this is a mudaf ilay, but not because of al and light rule. It is because of the special mudaf. Okay, but if you look at the al and light rule, also it applicable. But the reason has to be this is a special mudaf. Okay, kuntum sadikina. This is a little tricky one. So how to solve this is the based on the what you learn. Okay, you learn like Muslim chan, Muslimun, Musliman, Muslimin, Muslimani, 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 Muslimuna, Muslimina, Muslimin. Okay, I'll just give you example. So you know that those are heavy. So first word has to be light. So Muslimu, Muslima, Muslimi, Muslima, Muslimai, Muslimai, Muslimu, Muslimi, Muslimi. There is nothing ending in sukun. If you take kuntum, it is ending with sukun. So the no word is ending with sukun. So this you cannot say this is a light. Okay, so you know the light patterns. So this cannot be a sukun. So based on what you have studied, this is not a light ism. So this is not a mudafile. However, this is coming under khana yakuna. This is actually kind of a different word that we learn later. This is antum kuntum. So this you will learn later, but at the moment, based on the sukun ending, you can say it is not a mudaf, and the sentence is not a idafa. Number 10, al hadisi asafan. So al is there for the first word, so definitely it's not a mudaf. Number 11, baina huma. So if you take baina huma, baina is one of special mudaf. So then huma become mudaf ilay. Obviously, it has to be considered as a jar. Okay. Other one is aksara shay'in. Aksara shay'in. Aksara is little complicated. Okay. So I don't want to confuse you guys with this. So at the moment, even the answer is wrong. I'll go with the flow, go with the rule. Later on, you will learn what it exactly. So currently, I would say aksara does not have al, and it is light, so it's a mudaf, and shayin is jar, it's mudaf mudafile. It's not a mudaf mudafile, but if you write at the moment it's mudaf mudafile, that's okay. Based on what you know, it is enough. It's correct. Based on what you know, it's correct. Okay. Later on, we'll see what is that exactly. Next one is arbata ashurin. Arbata ashurin, same thing. Arbata have no al it and light, and ashurin is jar. So it's a definitely mudaf. It's not a complicated one. These are definitely mudaf mudafile. Number 14, aksanu amalan. Aksanu amalan. Aksanu, there is no al light. Amalan is nasib. So it is not a mudaf mudafile. Okay. It has to be jar. Then number 15, kilta al jannataini. Kilta al jannataini. Okay. This word supposed to be kiltun, kiltan, kiltin, kiltani, kiltaini, kiltaini. So kiltani. If you want to make it light, you need to remove the noon. It will become kilta. Okay, it will become kilta, and there's no al for this. And second word is jannataini. Jannatani is rafa. Jannataini is nasibot jar. So it can be nasibot jar. If there is a mudaf and next word is nasibot jar, it is definitely jar. So this is mudaf. Mana and nasa. Mana and nasa. Mana light, no all, but nasa is not jar. It is nasib. So this is not a idafa. Number 17, Yaumal Hajji. Yaumal Hajji. Yauma is there is no al and it is light, and al Hajji is jar. This is a idafa. Mudaf mudafile. Number 18, Ashab al Kaufi. Ashab al Kaufi. Ashab does not have al and it is light, and al Kaufi is jar. So this is a mudaf mudafile. Okay. Huwallahu. Allahu, second word is Rafa. It has to be jar to be mudaf mudafile. So this is not a mudaf mudafile. Number 20, Majuma al Bahraini. Majuma, it is light and there is no al. Al Bahraini, it can be Nasabo Jar. Bahraini, it can be Nasabo Jar. So since we have a quality mudaf, this can be considered as a jar. So this is a mudafile. Number 21, Wa'azanun minallahi. Wa'azanun minallahi. Wa'azanun is heavy. So there is nothing. There is no muda minallahi. Min is not min. You will learn. It's a harf of jar. Min is harf of jar. That's why Allah is jar. So this is not a idafa. That you will learn in next lesson. Anyway, min is not a harf of jar. Sorry, it's not a idafa. It's a jar. It's a harf. It's not a isim as well. Number 22, Rabbus Samawati. Rabbu Asamawati. I would say Rabbu is light, Noal, and Asamawati is uh, like Muslimati. It can be Nasib Jar, and you can consider as a Jar because Rabbu is Mudaf. So it's a Mudafile. Uh, if you want a simple translation, Rabbu means master, Samawati means skies. So master of skies. Jannataka. Jannata is one word and ka is another word. Jannata is light, no al, and ka is can be nasubo jar, right? Because anta become ka when it come to attach. It's a nasubo jar. So I would say we can consider as a jar because you have a mudaf. Jannata is a mudaf, so this can be considered as a jar. Can be considered as a jar. So this is a mudaf ilay. So if you want a translation, Jannata mean garden, ka mean you. Basically, garden of you or your garden. You can say your garden. 24. Ghairi nafsin. Ghairi nafsin. So ghairi, you know it is a special mudaf. So nafsin become jar. So it's a mudaf ilay, but it's a special mudaf. Ghaila kul bihim. Ghaila kulu bihim. Ghaila kulu bihim. I will go to kulu bihim. Kulubi as no al and it is light, and him is nasibo jar. So this is a mudaf ilay. Kulub mean we would say kulub heart maybe. Not a good translation. We would can say kulub heart. Yeah. Him mean whom come from they. Heart of their. We can say their heart. Number 26. Sultanin bainin. Sultanin is not light, so it's not a idafa. Ma'u is light, no al, and ha is can be nasab jar, and since it's after mudaf, it is jar. So it's a idafa. Ma'u mean water, ha mean you can say it, water of it or its water. Abava light, no al, and who is nasab jar, you can consider as a jar because of abava is mudaf. So this is mudaf ilay. Bi adabin cannot be a mudaf because it is heavy. Ayati is light, no al, and Allahi is become jar. So it's a mudaf ilay. Signs of Allah. Duna is a special mudaf. So that's why it's Allah become jar. Allah become jar. So dunillahi is special mudaf, and it is a mudaf ilay. Akraba Ruhuman, you can see it is nasib, so it cannot be a mudaf ilay because mudaf ilay has to be jar to become a idafa. And number 33, muddati light noal, him is attached version, so it is nasib jar. Since you have a mudaf, you can consider this as a jar, so it's a mudaf ilay. Yahdillahu, the word Allah become rafa, so it cannot be mudaf ilay because mudaf ilay has to be jar to be mudaf ilay. Al wala walayatu lillahi. Al is there for the first word, so it's not a mudaf, so this is not a idafa. So understand. Okay, next one is Ayyul Isbaini. Ayu is a special mudaf, so that's why Isbaini become nasib. So not nasib jar, but here it is jar because it's coming after ayu. So it's a special mudaf idafa. Kulla marsadin. Kulli, that also special mudaf. So that's why the next word becomes jar. Rabbukum. Rabbu is light, no al. Kum is attached version, so it can be nasib jar. Here it is coming after mudaf, good mudaf, so it has to be considered as a jar. Rabb, master of your master. Okay. So one thing is you need to understand, again I'm repeating it, kum is nasib jar, right? It is nasib jar. But since it is coming after mudaf, we are considering it as a jar. So when you're learning earlier, you learned kum can be nasib jar. Now here we are learning, we can definitely say kum is jar because it's coming after mudaf. Now if I ask kum is nasib jar, if I ask kum is rafa nasib jar, you cannot say it is nasib jar. In this scenario now, since you know mudaf ilay, you have to say it is jar because it is a mudaf ilay has to be jar. So now we are distinguishing between whatever we learn as nasib jar. Now we have a concrete answer, that is whether it is nasib jar. Now we are saying now we can recognize some jar based on mudaf ilay. Okay. Next word is masalal hayati, masal al hayati. Masala, it is light and no al. Al hayati is jar, so it's a mudaf mudaf ilayh. Number 40, maghriba shamsi. Maghriba al, there is no al and light, and shamsi is jar, so it's a mudaf mudaf ilayh. 41, ghafurur rahimun. Ghafurun is heavy, so it's not a mudaf mudaf ilayh. Number 2, wa'adallahi. Wa'ada light, no al. Allah is jar, word is jar, so mudaf mudaf ilayh. The promise of Allah. The promise of Allah. 43, nabatul ardi. Nabatul ardi. So nabatu light no al and arli is jar, so it's a mudaf mudaf ilay. Zubar al hadidi. Zubara no al light and al hadidi is jar, so it's a mudaf mudaf ilay. 45, indal masjidi. Inda is a special mudaf, so it's a mudaf mudaf ilay. That's why masjid is jar. La tumari. Number 46 is la tumari. La is not a ism, so it's not a mudaf mudaf ilay. And number 7 is kulli shayin. Kulli is a special mudaf, and that's why shayin is jar, so it's a mudaf mudaf ilay. And 49 is in the rasulihi. Okay, in the and rasuli, yes, in the is a special mudaf, that's why rasuli become jar. But there is another word called rasulihi. Rasuli is light and no al, and he is can be nasabo jar, but if it is coming after mudaf, it is definitely jar. So rasuli is a mudaf mudaf ilay. Okay, so rasulihi, his rasul, rasul of his. In the mean with rasul is rasul, with is rasul. 50 is salasa miyatin. Salasa is light no al, and miyatin is jar, so mudaf mudaf ilay. 51, al baqiyatu al salihatu. Al is there, so mudaf cannot have al, so this is not a idafa. Hadha rahmatun. Hadha rahmatun. And rahmatun, second word is rafa, right? So anyway, it has to be jar to mudafilay, so it's not a mudaf mudafilay. 53, waqamu salata. Salata is again second word has to be jar to be mudaf mudafilay, it is nasib, so it's not a mudaf mudafilay. Ma'allazina, ma'a is a special mudaf, so allazina is jar. Allazina is a non-flexible word, so rafa nasib jar, all three are the same. It looks same, but since it's coming after special mudaf, ma, allazina here is nasib. Okay, so that's what I said. Sometimes when we are learning, we said it can be nasib, it can be rafa, it can be jar, but here we are learning when it come to when it come after specific word, if it is a idafa, that means if it's a mudaf ilay, or if it is coming after a special mudaf, again mudaf ilay. So we are learning now. It can be exactly, we can identify whether it is rafa, nasib or jar. Even though when you're learning, we learn like a general rule. It can be anything, but when we are learning the fragments, we can exactly say it is what it is, like whether it is rafa or nasib or jar, the exact answer. Wuliyal kitabu. See the second word kitabu. Look at it. If it is not jar, it is not a idafa. Simple as that. Wagdu rabbi. Wagdu rabbi. Wagdu and rabbi, if you take, wagdu has no al and light. Rabbi is jar, so it's a mudaf mudaf ilay. But if you take rabbi and rabbi, that also mudaf mudaf ilay. So here there are two mudaf mudaf ilay. Rabbi is light and there is no al, and is, it is obviously jar of ana. There is promise of my master, promise of master of mine. So promise of my master. That's the idea. Okay. 57, Aymanahum. Aymanahum. Aymana, light, no al. Hum is can be nasib jar, but if it's coming after quality mudaf, it is jar. So it's a mudaf mudaf ilay. Dunihi. Duni is light, no al, and he is can be nasib jar. Again, it's coming after quality mudaf, so it is can be considered as a jar. So mudaf mudaf ilay. 59, Amri Rabbihi. Amri Rabbihi. So Amri word is jar. The light, no al. and Rabbihi also has two words, Rabbi and he. So first we look at Amri and Rabbi. Yes, it is a mudaf mudaf ilayh because Amri there is no al and light, and Rabbi is jar. So that two are mudaf mudaf ilayh. And if you take Rabbi and he, that also mudaf mudaf ilayh because Rabbi there is no al and light, and he is nasib or jar. But if it's coming after mudaf, quality mudaf, it can be considered as a jar. So Amri Rabbihi, there are two mudaf mudaf ilayh inside. Okay, if I translate like command, Amri's command of master. Okay, command of master of his. You can put two ofs. Instead of that, you can say command of his master. That's also correct. That's the correct way of saying it. But if you want to put the off, you can translate that. Okay, number 16, Bagdahum. Bagdahum. Bagula is a special mudaf. So whom become jar. If anything comes after special mudaf, it becomes jar. So it's a mudaf mudaf ilay, but in the sense of special mudaf. Number 61, Sudura Kaumin. Sudura Kaumin. So Sudura is light, no al, and Kaumin is jar. So it's a mudaf mudaf ilay. 62 is Jannatu Adnin. Jannatu Adnin. Jannatu, there is no al and light, and Adnin is jar. So it's a mudaf mudaf ilay. And 63 is Khalqa Samawati. Khalqa is light and no al. As-samawati is can be nasabo jar. It's like Muslimati can be nasabo jar. But if it is coming after mudaf, it is jar. So Khalqa Samawati is mudaf mudaf ilay. So if you want to translate creation of the skies. Creation of the sky. So between mudaf and mudaf ilayh, you have to put off. So I can translate all these words, but the point is once I translate, this audio become very big. So I'm not translating, I'm finishing quickly. Ibadi, Ibadi, my slave of mine. Ibadi is there is no al and light, and e is ana. Okay, ana become jar. So mudaf mudaf ilayh. And 65 is al firdausi nuzulan. Directly go to the second word. Nuzulan is nasib, right? So if it is nasib, it cannot be a mudaf mudaf ilayh because mudaf ilayh has to be jar to be mudaf mudaf ilayh. And next one is lana fidal bahru. Bahru again. Bahru is rafa. It has to be jar to be idafa. Second word has to be jar. It's not a second word is not jar, so it's not a mudaf mudaf ilayh. Yarju likaha. Sorry. Yarju likaa. Yarju likaa. Likaa is nasib. So it is not a mudaf mudaf ilayh. Amalan, Salian, Amalan is heavy, so not a mudaf mudaf ilayh, even Salian is nasib. Jama'a Malan, Jama'a Malan. See the Malan. Malan is what? Malan is nasib, right? It's not Malin, it's Malan. So it's not a mudaf mudaf ilayh. Ta'amil miskini. Ta'amil miskini, yes. Ta'ami, light no al, and al miskini can be nasib jar, but if it is coming after mudaf, I'm repeating this again and again and again and again. But if it's coming after mudaf, remember it can. If it is coming, is nasib jar coming after mudaf, it is jar. Okay. If a word is nasib jar, and if it is coming after quality mudaf, it is definitely jar. I've repeated so many times. Okay. So ta'am is food. Al miskini is, you can say poor. Food of poor, something like that. You can translate like that. Nasrullahi, Nasrullahi, Nasru. There's no al and light, and Allahi is word is jar. So Nasrullahi is mudaf mudaf ilayh. Help, Nasru mean help. Allah mean Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You have to put off in between mudaf mudaf ilayh. Very easy to translate. See this. Believe me, most of the words in Quran are mudaf mudaf ilayh. So if you can understand this concept, that means you can decode lots of words in Quran. Even Surah Fatiha has lots of mudaf mudaf ilayh. So try to, when you read, try to figure it out if there is any mudaf mudaf ilayh. So I'm doing the last one. Malikin Nasi. Maliki is light noal, and An-Nasi is jar. So it is a mudaf mudaf ilayh. Maliki mean we can say king, and An-Nasi is humankind or mankind, king of mankind. Okay, that's kind of rough translation you can do. Anyway, we're going to translate these all are Quran words from the Quran, so we're all going to learn these when we learn in the Quran. So don't worry about translation. I'm just gave few translation to make it is make when I say the translation, it will become little bit motivated and interesting. Otherwise, this grammar is really boring. That's why I gave some translation. Anyhow, so this is the idea. So this is Idhafah is one of most repeated grammar in the Quran. So try to understand this concept. If you can do this 72 alone and figure it out whether what is Idhafah and what is not Idhafah, that means you understand the concept. Meaning is not important. If you can figure it out, if it is Idhafah or not, that is more than enough. So mashallah, this is the like a longest the assignment that you have done answer session. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to understand this Quran and take into our life and spread all over the world this Quran to everyone to understand and take to their life and be close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Subhanallah wa bihamdi subhanakallah wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.